potential challenges the text will pose. They give us the recommended placement here. So this is for like people who are really into language arts and want to see the analysis. But the part that I love is the text-dependent questions part. So for every one of those articles, there's vocabulary questions aligned to the article, text evidence content questions, and then a writing prompt. And again, for K5, there are only 27 for 4-5 and 3 for 2-3. But 6th grade has quite a few, so if you're in 6th grade, you will see that. Something we added in November is Beyond Standards Math K5 videos. Definitely watch those, definitely. So what it is a suite of professional development videos for us to go beyond our standards. So for example, if we're looking at K2, the mathematical practice standards, we have an expert in the mathematics field, Dr. Takahashi, who talks about the purpose and use of mathematical practice standards. He talks about how we need to have the students using manipulatives and communication, having those mathematical conversations. And then we have Jeannie Wright here, who is a teacher in Volusia County, who is teaching her students and demonstrating some of those strategies. And then as we scroll down, you'll see there's grade specific items here. I could tell you, we have another expert in the field here talking about how we need to, there's a shift in how we're teaching fractions and how we're teaching multiplication, and also back with Dr. Takahashi talking about how we need to teach through problem solving and student note-taking and the power of questioning that we can have with our students and how beneficial questioning is for our students. And again, there's a teacher demonstrating some of those strategies. So you definitely want to check out those. They range at various times, videos. There's a couple that are a little lengthier, like 40-some minutes, but then it'll be like 10 minutes, 8 minutes. They're all different. I'm going to go ahead and move over since we're running out of time. Now, we do have a professional development program tab that you can click on, and you can take professional development for your own knowledge, or once you're in a school district, you can then take this for recertification purposes, and it's free. But the school districts have, like, I don't know which district you're interested in going to, both like Osceola and Brevard, they both have a form that needs to be filled out, get pre-approved, and then once you get it pre-approved, you can do it, you can count it towards recertification. We have to have so many points a year, every 5 years for recertification. All right, so I'm in the CPalms, and if you all could go there, I would appreciate it. You're going to see you should have 4 apps. I have 5. Okay, I have that resource reviewer app because I told you I'm an expert reviewer for CPalms. So you all have 4 that are automatically on your account. And there are a total, though, of 13, and you can add more apps by clicking this plus sign, add app sign. But I want to first go to the Visualizer app. Do you have all 4 apps? Mm-hmm. Okay, good.
Yeah. She has a to-do list.
Oh, so you have an extra app. That's one of the other apps. That's another app. So you have added a to-do list on yours. So as pre-service teachers, you guys are really learning about the standards right now, I'm sure, as well as pedagogy. And so the Visualizer is fabulous because it's a visual way for us to utilize the standards, to look at them, manipulate them, and to discuss them with our colleagues. So right now it has all the standards, K-12, every subject, the thousands of standards we have in Florida. So fortunately, when we're in a classroom, we don't have to worry about all the standards in the state of Florida. So I'm just let's just concentrate on science, just because that's my favorite subject area. I've pulled out all science standards now, and I'm going to go ahead. It's still a lot, still K-12. I'm going to go ahead and let's do 5th grade since that's where the test is. So we'll just do 5th grade science. And so now here I have all the 5th grade standards for science. Do you see the little yellow post-it note with the check mark? That tells me that's assessed on FCAT. So as a teacher, I have to teach all the standards. However, I'm really going to look closely at those standards and make sure my students master them. We only have it for FCAT right now. We don't for FCAT science. We don't have it for FSA, and I don't know if we ever will. But FSA is so new, we'll see. So this zoom slider tool right here, I can zoom in to see them closer. I can even click and hold and drag and move it over if I wanted to. I can click on a standard, and then over on the right, that standard verbiage appears, and you will see that there are 10 related resources. I can click that down arrow, and as I look down here, I see the title of the resource, the type of resource, and a description. Now these are the same resources you can find on our site other ways. This is just a visual way to see them. Now let's say that the your administrator says, we're going to have a science department vertical articulation meeting. So we're going to do grades 3, 4, and 5, since FCAT is assessed from all 3 of those standards. And I'm going to click over here, instead of sorting by subject, I'm going to sort by grade groups, and I'm going to click on the graph view, and now I can look at the standards and see what they are in 3rd grade, and 4th grade, and in 5th grade. And maybe we looked at our FCAT data, and we identified what our weakest area was in science and at our school. I do want to highlight, just because I feel I have to, 4th grade, by the way, if you get in a 4th grade position, they have the most science standards right now in the entire elementary sequence. So 4th grade has the most. Look at all the yellow boxes. Those are all assessed on FCAT. So 5th grade, students have 3rd grade standards. They don't get those standards again until the test. So they have them in 3rd grade, and then they're assessed in 5th grade. So it's very critical if you're in a 3rd grade classroom, a 4th grade classroom, please teach science. I just have to give that public service announcement there for all science teachers of 5th grade. All right, so maybe we looked at our data. And we said, you know, earth science is really where our school is struggling, the earth science body of knowledge. So now we've pulled out for the 3 grade levels, and we can now look at gaps and help close gaps. Or maybe we said we can go down further and say it's really earth systems, or excuse me, earth and space and time, which is the astronomy standards. We can see, okay, these are the 3rd grade standards for astronomy, these are the 4th grade, and these are the 5th grade. And notice, the bulk of the astronomy standards are not in 5th grade. So if students don't master that in 3rd, for 5th grade teachers have to do a lot of remediation. But so the visualizer is just one way for us to, again, visually see the standards, manipulate them, work with them. I love the visualizer. I love it.
It's such a great tool if, you know, I'm in language arts and we're reading a particular story or book.
A nonfiction piece
Yes,
that you can pull
so
in.
then I can come
Yes.
into my science or social studies standards and see what relates to that.
Absolutely.
And then you've got all kinds of
And if you're like,
information.
I was in a multi-age situation one year, or a couple years, so I had 3, 4 in the same room. It was truly a multi-age in Ohio, so I had them in 3rd grade, then I had them again in 4th grade. So I could put them side by side and see how I can integrate and mesh. That was nice. There's many ways to use this. That's just one. I'm going to click the house icon, and I'm going to go back to my CPalms homepage, and I'll do another app, and then I'll give you some time to explore. Since you guys are really good, you're really quick with the computer. That's awesome. Because you guys are digital natives. Most of the teachers
Yes, they cut their teeth on
Yes.
keyboards.
Most of the teachers I train, I would never get this far. They'd be like, where are you at? I have to get up. Yeah. All right, so here I'm on the Resource Center page, or Resource Center app, and do you remember I said you can bookmark a resource? This is where it would go. So I can, and this one for some reason is taking a moment to open up.
It's because we're all on it
We all
together
do it at the
and
same
we're,
time.
yeah, walls between us and the, whatever.
And an access point. So one of the things I haven't mentioned yet is that most of our apps have a tutorial, a video tutorial. This one has 3 that you can watch to use to show you how to use our apps. So here we have, if I want to look at my bookmarked resources, this is where I would go. Now if you ladies want to submit a resource and have it go through our process, you would go to my own resources, and that's how you would find your resource. And then we do have a recommended resource link there as well. So a hot topic right now in Florida, elementary teachers, actually all K-12 teachers who teach language arts, close reading. Okay, so I can put in close reading here, and now it's going to search through all the CPalms and give me all close reading activities K through 12. But I would like to filter it, so I'm going to go ahead and filter here, and I'm going to say maybe I'm a 4th grade teacher teaching close reading, and I need to have some close reading activities. So now, here we go. Let me do it one more time. It looks like it's still didn't do it. It should this time do it. Sometimes I'm clicking too fast for it. There we go. So these are all aligned to 4th grade, but maybe I want to differentiate my instruction, and I have students who really, I teach 4th grade, but I have some students on the 1st grade reading level, which happens. So now I'm putting in 1st grade there to help with for my differentiation. Or I'm a 4th grade teacher and I have some students who I need to enrich, so I can put 5th grade or 6th grade in there. That's really nice. I'm going to go ahead and clear filter. So another thing would be like I can search for fractions. Fractions start, I believe, in grade 3. Not 100% on that. But let's look. See, it didn't. It still hasn't done it yet. It looks like it did it, but it didn't. This is the general thing. There we go. It was delayed. Okay, so here we have fraction resources that are on fractions for 3rd grade, but I can search by resource type. So do you remember those model listening those STEM-based lessons? I can search and see, is there a model listening activity for fractions? There probably are. Here we go. There are 2 that incorporate fractions in the model listening activities. Maybe I want to see if there is an educational game, or virtual manipulative or whatever. So just because we're looking for it doesn't mean that we have it. And we do. That's great. Our resources we get updated all the time. We have reviewers all over the state, volunteer teachers, which is something you might want to be interested in doing. Being a I started out as a volunteer reviewer for CPalms, and that's how I got involved with it. So they review all the time. They review when they have time, evenings, 2 in the morning, before school, whatever. So we publish all the time. Anyway, so this is a very fast overview of CPalms and iCPalms. Did you guys feel like you've learned a little more about it?
Yes. I thought all that existed were the students.
Well, there you go. Well, now you're going to be really loving CPalms when you have to come up with some lesson ideas.
So Michelle, in the 5 minutes, let's say, that we've got left, talk to us about the planner.
Okay, the planner, that is a whole nother ball game, and that really is a much longer training, but I will do that. So what that is we call it the curriculum planner. And some districts, what they've done is they've put in their pacing and sequence guides. Like Osceola has, Brevard has for middle school and high school math and science. Some counties like Seminole, almost every one of their courses is in here. So I can click on the planner and I can get the district pacing and sequence guide, which I can then turn into my lesson plans. Or just as a teacher, you can use this for your lesson plans. And if I were teaching in the classroom right now, this is how I would be doing my lesson plans. Because it's so easy. I'll show you. So I'm going to add class. And I'm going to create from scratch. You're not going to have that option because you don't have one yet. And then I'm going to click next steps. And let's say I want to do 2nd grade math. So if I don't know 2nd grade math course, I can put in mathematics. Let's try grade 2, see if that helps bring it down. Sometimes it doesn't. And I'm going to click search. Must not have clicked search. There we go. And now I'm finding the course code, which I could have done by going to the grade 2 course and clicked add CMAP, or I can do it this way. So I'm going to click add. It came up right there, grade 2 math. And then I'm going to click save. It must be because we're all on. And now what it's doing is it's adding that course into my list of classes. I keep telling them it should be class, add a class, or add a course, but it says add a class. And teachers think that they have to add their students in there. So what did I just did 2nd grade math, right? Because that's what I just did. Now I can add whatever county I'm in, calendar. So if I wanted to, I can go in and add Brevard district calendar, or Okeechobee calendar, or Seminole calendar, whatever. I'm not doing that yet, I'm just gonna go into the CMAP, the curriculum map. And what it is it's only gonna give you the days, so 365 days, and it doesn't have the dates here. If I went in and did see schedule, it will put in the actual school district calendar for me. But I just want to show you for time's sake. So the way this works, the pink number is the day of school. So this is the first day of school. And then we have rows here which can be changed depending on what you want. So it works top down. So the very first box is the topic. So over here on the right, what you see is all of the topics in your course. And remember I said in math course they have, they have some math, and then they have language arts. And that's why you see language arts and writing. So let's say I'm doing measurement and data right now and number and operations. No, let's just do number and operations. So notice it check marked it and graded out, showed me I used it. I'm going to get rid of these because I don't want them, so I clicked on the trash can, which turns it into like a target.